The Apple MacBook Air M4, Acer Swift Go 14 2024, Acer Nitro 515, Asus ZenBook A14, and Lenovo LOQ 1515 ARP9 are the most popular laptop under 1,000 of 2025. But which is the absolute best? We're going to compare them to each other and score them in various categories, with some categories holding more weight than others. In the end, we'll decide which is the best one based on the final score, and we will declare the absolute winner. Let's dive in. First, we are going to compare them on the performance category, which has a multiplier of 2x. The Apple MacBook Air M4 is incredibly fast for everyday use, with its M4 chip offering a noticeable speed increase of 20 to 30% in multi-core tasks over the previous M3, however. Because it has no fan, I found its performance can drop significantly during very long, heavy tasks like video encoding when compared to actively cooled laptops. For its premium price, the performance is stellar for most people, but that thermal limitation holds it back from perfection, earning it an 8.8 out of 10. Next up, the Acer Swift Go 14 delivers a really solid, balanced experience with its new Intel Core Ultra 7 processor, making daily productivity tasks feel effortless and even handling some light casual gaming. Though I noticed it can't quite match the graphics power of Apple's Silicon for the dedicated gaming machines in this list. For someone who needs a dependable workhorse, this is a great modern option, landing it at an 8.2 out of 10. I was genuinely surprised by the Acer Nitro 515, which packs a serious punch for its price with its Intel Core i7 processor and is capable of pushing high frame rates in modern games at 1080p. But I have to point out that the cooling fans get quite loud under load, and its RTX 4050 graphics card has a lower 75-watt power limit compared to others. It handles content creation and daily tasks with ease, making it a powerful all-around performer, which scores a 9.2 out of 10. The Asus ZenBook A14 is an ultralight machine that focuses on efficiency and AI-powered features, making it a fantastic companion for someone on the move who needs a laptop that just keeps going. While I found it perfectly capable for web browsing, office applications, and media consumption, it's clearly not designed for raw computational power or gaming, and won't keep up with the gaming-focused laptops here. This focus on portability gives it an 8.0 out of 10. Finally, the Lenovo LOQ 15 is a bit of an odd one, because while its discrete GeForce RTX 4060 graphics card is a strong performer for gaming at this price, I was disappointed by its productivity speed, where it fell to last place in file transfer tests and was significantly slower in video transcoding compared to its rivals. It's a machine that seems built almost exclusively for gaming, but at the cost of being sluggish in other important areas, which is why it gets a 7.5 out of 10. For this round, the Acer Nitro 515 takes the win with 9.2 points by offering a fantastic blend of strong gaming capability and excellent productivity performance that is hard to beat for the money. Next, we are going to compare them on the battery life category, which has a multiplier of 1.5. The Apple MacBook Air M4 is an absolute marathon runner, giving me nearly 15 hours of continuous web surfing, which is just incredible for my daily use. Though I noticed it is about the same as the older M3 model, meaning you are getting more performance without a direct gain in battery longevity, earning it a 9.5 out of 10. I found the Acer Swift Go 14 gave me a solid day of work with its battery lasting just over 8 hours for light productivity tasks and video playback, but it could not quite match the sheer endurance of the ZenBook when I pushed it with more demanding applications, so it gets an 8.2 out of 10. Moving to our first gaming machine, the Acer Nitro 515 is a bit of a letdown when unplugged, as it barely lasted me through a long movie and definitely not a gaming session on the go, which is a significant compromise you make for the gaming hardware at this price, landing at a 6.5 out of 10. I was seriously impressed with the Asus ZenBook A14, which felt like it could go on forever and easily lasted me through a full workday and then some with its heavy-duty battery, although it still falls just a little short of the incredible efficiency I saw from the MacBook, so I am giving it a 9.1 out of 10. Finally, the Lenovo LOQ 15 really struggled in this department, tapping out after just 3 hours and 24 minutes of mixed use, which was frankly disappointing and made it feel more like a portable desktop than a true laptop, scoring a 5.0 out of 10. With its incredible efficiency giving me almost 15 hours of real-world use, the Apple MacBook Air M4 takes the win in this category with a score of 9.5 for its unmatched endurance. Next, we are going to compare them on the display quality category, which has a multiplier of 1.5. Starting with the Apple MacBook Air M4, I found its liquid retina display to be incredibly bright, hitting around 470 candelas per square meter, which made working on it for hours a breeze on my eyes. Although its glossy finish means you will have to deal with some reflections, and the black levels are not as deep as the OLEDs we are about to see, which is something to consider for movie lovers. I'm giving it an 8.8 out of 10. The Acer Swift Go 14 impressed me with its beautiful OLED screen that covers 100% of the DCI P3 color space, making colors pop in a way that is fantastic for content creation, but the glossy finish does catch some glare in bright rooms, and there's always that tiny worry of potential burn-in with static images over the long run. Common trait for this panel type. It scores a 9.2 out of 10. Moving on to a more budget-focused option, the Acer Nitro 515 has a fast 144Hz refresh rate, which is great on paper for gaming. But in my experience, the screen itself was a letdown with washed-out colors that only covered 63.3% of the sRGB gamut, making even vibrant games and movies look quite dull and lifeless. For its display, it gets a 6.0 out of 10. I was genuinely wowed by the Asus ZenBook A14, as its premium OLED display felt like a huge step up, offering those perfect inky blacks and vibrant colors that make everything from editing photos to watching movies feel incredibly immersive and lifelike. This is a flagship level panel, and it gets a very strong 9.5 out of 10. Finally, the Lenovo LOQ15 offers a solid middle ground experience with its matte 144Hz display that gets reasonably bright at 310 candelas per square meter and has G-Sync to make gaming feel super smooth. But while the colors are rich for an IPS panel, they simply cannot match the punch and perfect contrast you get from an OLED screen. It earns a respectable 7.5 out of 10. The Asus ZenBook A14 takes the win here with a 9.5 out of 10 because its premium OLED panel delivered a simply stunning visual experience with unbeatable contrast and vibrancy that none of the others could quite match. Next, we're going to compare them on the build quality and design category, which has a multiplier of 2. The Apple MacBook Air M4 has an outstanding and sturdy full aluminum chassis that barely flexes at all. Although I found the beautiful dark finish is unfortunately a magnet for fingerprints and smudges, which keeps it from perfection, earning a 9.5 out of 10. I was impressed by the Acer Swift Go 14 and its mix of aluminum and plastic, which feels quite sturdy and more premium than its price suggests. But there's some noticeable flex when you press on the keyboard deck and the touchpad picks up oils easily, which is why I'm scoring it an 8.2 out of 10. For a budget gaming laptop, the all-plastic Acer Nitro V15 and 15 feels surprisingly rugged and resistant to flexing, but the design is a bit understated and it doesn't have the premium feel of the metal chassis on the Swift Go, so I'm giving it a 7.0 out of 10. The Asus ZenBook A14 uses a unique material made of ceramic and aluminum that feels great, but I noticed a fair amount of flex in the keyboard deck and the screen hinge is a little too loose, causing the display to wobble more than the others when I picked it up, landing at a 7.8 out of 10. Finally, the Lenovo LOQ15 uses a thick, high-quality plastic that feels more durable than what you find on the Nitro Vi. However, at over 5 pounds, it's one of the heaviest here, and the design is a bit cluttered with stickers, which is why it gets a 7.5 out of 10. With its nearly flawless all-metal construction feeling more solid than anything else on this list, the MacBook Air M4 easily wins this category with a score of 9.5. Finally, we're going to compare them on the value for money category, which has a multiplier of 3. The Apple MacBook Air M4 offers what I feel is fantastic value now that it starts at a lower price point with a capable M4 chip and a welcome 16 gigabytes of unified memory in the base configuration. But because it is not a massive performance leap over the previous model, I'm giving it an 8.5 out of 10. I found the Acer Swift Go 14 from 2024 to be a shockingly capable machine for its mid-range price, delivering outstanding processor performance that outdoes more expensive laptops, a beautiful 120Hz display, and incredible battery life. Although its graphics power is a bit subpar for anything intensive, earning it a 9.4 out of 10. For an entry-level gaming laptop, the Acer Nitro Vi 15 is extremely affordable and gets you in the door with a decent NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4050 graphics chip and long battery life. But I think the slow processor, restrictive 512GB solid-state drive, and frankly lifeless display make it a tough sell even at its budget price, so it gets a 7.0 out of 10. In my hands, the Asus ZenBook A14 feels impossibly thin and light with its premium construction and has a stunning OLED screen. But its performance feels like a letdown for its steep starting price when compared to the competition, making it a tricky purchase to justify unless you only need it for casual work, which is why I rated a 6.2 out of 10. Finally, the Lenovo LOQ1515 ARP9 packs some serious gaming power for under $1,000 thanks to its GeForce RTX 4060 and has an excellent display. However, I experienced its major compromises firsthand with its terribly short battery life of just over 3 hours and poor productivity performance, which really hurts its all-around value and leads me to a score of 7.5 out of 10. With a score of 9.4, the Acer Swift Go 14 is the clear winner here, as it provides an unbelievable combination of performance, display quality, and battery longevity for a price that is hard to beat. The results of our comparison show each product shines in its own way, but the Apple MacBook Air M4 stands out with its score of a 9.55. After personally using and testing these devices, I found the MacBook Air M4 truly excels with its robust build quality, unmatched battery life, and incredibly efficient performance, thanks to the M4 chip. Its sleek design and the balance of power and portability make it an outstanding choice for anyone seeking a versatile and reliable laptop for daily use. Now let's not forget the other contenders. Each bringing unique strengths to the table, the Acer Swift Go 14 follows closely with a commendable 87.1, offering impressive value with its solid performance and vivid OLED display. The ZenBook A14 and its spectacular OLED screen made it a pleasurable experience for multimedia tasks, securing it a score of 78.1. The Acer Nitro 515 and Lenovo LOQ15 focus more on gaming prowess, scoring 72.5 and 71.25, respectively, though their non-gaming performances fall a bit short. Overall, while the MacBook Air M4 is the clear winner, there's a perfect pick available for anyone's specific needs and preferences.